my gosh, I feel like my microphone is hitting peak and not.
It was a loud hello.
It was a loud hello. I feel like I'm loud in general.
I think everybody feels welcomed. You know,
I hope they feel welcomed. I hope.
I mean, nothing makes me feel more welcome than someone screaming at me the moment that I first see.
Hello. Yeah, that's definitely.
Thank you. Hello.
It's definitely hitting the noise gate. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a low bar I've set myself apparently, but here we are.
You know, you've caged yourself in. You know. Got
myself in a box. I get compressed, literally.
Yeah. I'm living in a box. I'm living in a cardboard box.
Despite
you heard that?
All my no, I don't know what you're referencing actually. Wait, by who?
It's a song. Good
Who's
question. I don't know. Let me find out.
Okay. He's gonna find that out, folks. So welcoming, says Gianna Luna. Lotus Clock says, is Maddie? Oh, we forgot to turn. I forgot to turn off the Maddie F thing. Give me a second. We're not used to having special guests. Oh, Nelly. Okay, we fix that. Thank you for the heads up, Lotus Clock.
This can't be true. Is the band called Living in a Box? And the
Mad
song
Lad
is called
says
Living in a Box?
Mad Lad says he knows that song. That's incredible.
According to my quick Spotify search, I almost don't believe it, but it says the band is called Living in a Box, and their hit song is Living in a Box.
Wow.
That's planning out a one-hit wonder trajectory right there.
Truly,
they knew
were
what they
like,
had. They're like, hey, we can't keep this going.
Let's get in, let's get out.
Let's get our bag. I don't even like making music.
I hate music. I don't even like songs.
In the box, boys.
They're like one of those people. They're those people who don't like music. Have you ever met someone who's like,
it's
I don't
a weird
like music?
thing. Yes, I've met it. I've met those people. It's a weird one to me. I feel the same kind of like weird when I hear that. It weirds me out in the same way as like somebody telling me like they don't like water or something like that. Like just like basic common things that like are universal.
Yeah, like, no. But the thing is, I get it because
you do. Explain.
I love music. Don't get me wrong. I'm listening to music right now. I love.
Me too.
I love music. But it is at the end of the day noise, and I can completely understand if some people are like, in my free time, I want to hear like what more noise. I hear noise all day. I get it.
Organized noise, though.
I understand. It's beautiful noise. I love music. I make music. That's why how much I love it. But I can understand.
I disagree with your explanation because you could say that you could break anything down to that. You could be like, well, like whatever you do to relax, you could break it down to like, I see things all day. What, I'm supposed to look at something in my free time?
Some people do that. Some people are like, some people are just like, I just want to go home and I just want to close my eyes and just hear things. And some people are like, I just want to go home and I just want to not hear things. And I feel like I understand both perspectives. Like, I'm sure there's more than one reason than that for somebody who's like, I don't like music. I'm sure I'm not summing up the entirety of people who don't like music into that box.
You're speaking for all of them right now.
I'm just saying if that was the reason, I understand that.
Sprint home to my sensory deprivation tank. I lock myself in there until my next shift starts.
People do that, I'm sure.
A womb.
I'm sure people do that. I'm sure somebody who has a... I'm sure there's a person who has a sensory deprivation tank. They just like get high on that shit all day, I'm sure.
Every moment they're away from that thing, they want back in.
Just like, I want to be back on my
take me back to the tank.
It's like my desktop. Sometimes when I'm away from my desktop computer, I feel a little anxious because I'm like, well, this is where I know I'm like, I can do things. I can like get work done. But I don't feel so much that way where I'm like, I have to get back to it. I actually feel better when I'm away from the computer. But some people might be like, I must get back to my womb. I must get back to the womb.
We tried a sensory deprivation tank like a year ago. And it was actually pretty cool. I liked it. I would do it again.
Oh yeah? Did you see visions? Because I've seen at least 3 sitcoms where somebody gets in a sensory deprivation tank, and they hallucinate or some shit like that.
Yeah, they like to do that. No. I'm sure if I was like had some substances, it wouldn't be that hard to get into that headspace. Like even it wouldn't even have to be, you know, it wouldn't even have to be like something that encourages. It's a very similar sensation to like meditating if you've ever done that.
I'm
like,
sure.
It's kind of like if
yeah.
you successfully do it, you kind of separate yourself. It's kind of like that feeling before you like fall asleep.
Yeah.
You know.
I've had a solid meditation or two, I will say.
So I could see it happening, but no, I didn't have anything like that. But I did like it. It's fun.
Yeah, I feel. I'm sorry. I just got caught up in all of the chat comments real quick.
No, you're good. You're good. What's going on over there with those fine folk?
So, Mad Lad says he's not very big into music. So, you know, we have one in the chat right now, Brandon.
All right.
We have somebody who's just not very big into music. And Gianna Luna says, when music is your full-time job, listening for fun takes a back seat sometimes. And I can completely understand that too. Like Gianna Luna,
I can see that.
She has to learn a lot of songs that just everybody likes. And she has to learn how to play those. So when she gets home, maybe she's just like, put it all away.
Sure. Hey, take a thing you love and make it your job, and you don't love it as much afterwards. I found.
Yeah.
You know, as sad as that is.
Yeah. Mad Lad says, by that logic, movies are dumb. Seeing things, I see things all day. Exactly. You know what?
Exactly.
I won't close my eyes.
Thank you, Mad Lad. That's exactly what I was saying.
Mad Lad says, I hate music. Never listen to anything.
I love sound, but the moment it's organized into some kind of
get it out of here
rhythmic fashion, get it the hell out of here.
I only want to hear sound so that I know if I need to survive something, okay?
Yes.
You get out of here unless you're a leopard.
Only.
Yeah. Was that a bush rustling? That's music to my ears.
And gosh, even if it's like normal noise and it starts to sync up in some kind of pattern that my brain recognizes, like, you know, like somebody's windshield wipers is going to the same beat as like my blinker, and then there's like a guy sweeping the street right next to my car and it's happening at the same beat, I get furious.
Oh my god.
Get that organized sound out of here.
Get that sound out of here. Stomp. I threw a fit when somebody bought me tickets to Stomp. I didn't know what was happening. I thought it was going to be a fighting movie, but then I went inside, I took a seat. They started banging trash cans in syncopation. Are you fucking shitting me?
When the first person came out and started, you know, adjusting their straw and their drink, when it was only one noise by itself, I was okay with it. But the second that another noise started up and it was in sync, I was furious.
In sync? Don't get me started on in sync. Bye. You know, oh my god, I just had flashbacks to music.
Oh no.
My goodness. That voice is hurt my throat.
Well, you should stop doing it. No one required that character to be the one with this take.
I don't know why. I just start to default to that one, and it gets worse and worse for my vocal cords. Exactly
what you mean. I'm lucky that my like go-to voice is one that does not negatively affect me at all.
You're lucky we stopped making empty head buffet sketches, because if we had you do any more Macho Man Randy Savage voices,
that one doesn't bother me, surprisingly.
Really? Oh my god,
I don't know how.
That's a surefire way to kill my throat for the next week.
I can do it. Oh
my god.
I could sell Slim Jims regularly and I'd be fine.
That persona, Macho Man Randy Savage, and he is like my hero. I don't know why. Also, just like the cream of the crop sketch is what convinced me that he's like a comedy genius.
Yeah.
He's actually the funniest guy in the world and also the strongest man. Like, it's just amazing.
Yeah. That's like I think wrestling is great in a lot of ways, and I think it shows through in certain times when there's like that wasn't like ruminated on for a long time before the cameras went on. He thought of it like 5 minutes before, and then he just did it, and it's great.
Yep.
Like a sense of improv out there amongst all the choreography. It's pretty fun.
And kudos to, I think, who's interviewing him during that segment? Is it Paul Bearer but whoever's interviewing him is
one
not,
of their normal like interview guys.
He just like doesn't break character. I don't think he laughs at all during that whole interview. Or maybe he does.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think he does. But that's the whole.
It's kayfabe
in wrestling. You better all not break, right?
Yeah, that's kayfabe.
That's the one rule.
That's the official term in wrestling is kayfabe, I think, or kayfabe. Kayfabe. It's like the overall, like in wrestling. Okay, so like the overall, like pretending that it's real in wrestling is called kayfabe. Is like the overall agreement that like we pretend that what's happening inside of wrestling in this storyline is real.
Stay in character, yeah. Yeah,
you stay in character. You don't break. Like. Some people apparently like took it very seriously, where it's like, if people see you out in public, you can't like break character in public. Then, yeah, but like I mean, it's obviously much more lax nowadays. But I think back then when wrestling was really trying to like kind of make itself a respected name. If Matty F's in the chat, he can completely correct me on that. Lotus Clock was mentioning a Matty F somewhere. Oh, he says, Matty F, we haven't seen him. By the way, do not go in our basement. I can't comment on that or the whereabouts of Matty F.
No. We have our alibi in order. We haven't seen him since last Monday.
Yeah, last Monday when we had him on.
No one can prove anything. The show ended, then he said he was going off on a long trip camping to the woods by himself. I don't know, so I just assume he went there.
Yeah. Can't tell me, you haven't seen Matty F last.
He gave me his bank account numbers for safekeeping, and he headed out to the woods. I haven't seen him since.
Look, if his tax documents have gone anywhere and they can be found on me. Hey, 7, haven't seen 9 at one of these in a while. That's a good. We watched that episode. It's a reference to. Have you seen Game Changer from Dropout or Dropout TV, or I don't know if that's the full name or.
Oh, I know what you're talking. No, I have not. I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but no, I have not seen it.
Okay.
I have a coworker that was telling me to watch it.
It's great. I highly recommend it. I mean, you have to have a subscription to Dropout.
Right. That's the only reason I haven't gotten into it yet.
Yeah, that's the it's got a bit of a entry point to it, but they have a lot of good stuff on there. Gianna Luna has an account, and we've been watching a lot of the shows together, and
that's awesome.
They have so we've been watching Game Changer, which is a great show where just every episode is just a different sort of thing happening. So one episode is they have to all sort of do a challenge, but they have to try and get second place in it in order to score points.
Okay, that's fun.
One is and this became a spin-off show of its own, so it's like got its own dedicated show now, but it started off as an episode of this show, but it's called Make a Noise, where he puts a prompt on the screen and they have to just make the noise that would be. So it starts off simple. You think it's going to stick to just animals, because it starts off animals pretty firmly for like the first 10 minutes is just them doing like cow, frog, fox, okay. But then it becomes more obscure things like 100 Batmans, or they start to like put pictures on screen and they have to like interpret what the picture on screen. And sometimes if the host doesn't like the interpretation that person had, the host will will have the other guests do their own interpretations of these sort of things, and it becomes like you know, whoever does the best version of that sound gets the points. And they're all very talented at making sounds. Like the one guy is
That's
the
funny.
like
seems like an unusual skill to like be able to round up a group of people for, but
yeah,
a bunch of Mike Winslow's or whatever his name is.
they're not all on Michael Winslow sort of level, but they are very good. I mean, they're the one guy who's on it a lot, Josh, he's great because he's very good at making sound effects. And he's just a very interesting person. And then the one guy, Brennan Lee Mulligan, he is the dungeon master of like all of their D&D related shows, which are all on the Dropout series too. So he's really good at voices and really good at like setting up sort of these like pictures, sort of like with his characters, and he's like got a lot of information that he's like learned. I don't know how like he goes down some Wikipedia rabbit holes, I guess, or he's, you know, just like he's a very well-read individual maybe. But you know, he's able, and then the the one guy, Zach, he's just he's kind of just able to be very funny in like a very dry sort of way. And like it's in almost a Nathan Fielder sort of kind of flavor, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Like sort of like awkward, but
Kinda
like
an
very awkward, but still confident, but like awkwardly confident. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm converting Ian into a Dropout fan. Says yeah, because I'm basically like plugging them right now for free. I hope they sue us. Or not sue us.
Wait, for a plug?
For a plug, I mean, you know how like TV shows, like you gotta blur out that person's T-shirt because it says Captain Crunch on it. Anyways, sure. But they have another TV show on their show called Very Important Persons, I think is what it's called. And we just watched an episode today. The most recent episode has Paul F. Tompkins on it.
Oh, that's fun.
But what they do is they take a person and they have these very talented makeup artists just put them in like this whole elaborate outfit, costume, like prosthetic faces thing. Very important people, says Gianna. But yeah, they put them in like this whole outfit, and then they have this host, Vic Chambers, I want to say. I'm very terrible with names.
That sounds right.
But yeah, they have her basically interview these people. Like once they put them in costume, they have them look at themselves in the mirror and, you know, come up with a character and a persona and like a backstory. Vic Michaelis. Okay, I don't know where Chambers came from. Vic Michaelis, says Gianna Luna. Yeah, so like she interviews these people, but these people are acting as these characters in these ridiculous sort of made up outfits and prosthetic body parts and stuff. And Paul F. Tompkins was basically a giant larva.
That's funny.
And it's
yeah,
pretty great.
Great. I would love to check that out.
Yeah. I don't know how much it costs. I have to like.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably do like a trial too. I should just check it out regardless.
Yeah, I highly recommend. You and Morgan would probably get a kick out of watching Game Changer together.
Yeah, check it out.
And they have some D&D shows on there as well. And you know, the people who are on those are very talented. I haven't watched any of those, but I'm sure they're good.
I've heard really good things about those. Specifically, it was the thing that my friend was telling me to watch.
Oh yeah, the
D&D
okay,
stuff.
Gotcha, interesting. And Gianna says that it is $6 a month or something. Best subscription
That's
service
very reasonable.
she has. That is reasonable for a month. Just to like check it out. You know, just you can
yeah
put it on for a month.
You don't have to sell me any further. I'm in.
Stop
Sold,
drilling. I've hit
baby.
oil.
I'll use my I'll say
use your
Ian
mom's
sent
credit
me.
card.
I will.
Yeah,
that's the only one I use.
that's right.
I pay for things.
I've been really enjoying the shows on that thing. It's been good.
Cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Interested.
Yes, please let us know what you think. Yeah, if you do watch it, you gotta tell us what you think.
I definitely will. Yeah. You think I watch anything and not tell you what I think about it? That's half our show.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Brandon.
Yeah.
Welcome to DrawBomb, folks. The show where Brandon, what have you been
I've been watching some things.
Yeah.
You're gonna for the next few weeks, you're probably gonna hear the similar ones each time.
Severance.
Everybody's going back to the fucking drip feed model that you love so much. Congratulations!
I'm so happy. I'm legitimately gonna like subscribe to Apple and like I'm gonna watch. Me and Gianna could watch Severance tonight if Gianna in the chat is down to watch Severance. It's a great show.
I love it. I love it so much. It's so up my alley. Like it's just my type. I love like weird mystery sci-fi where it's like as long as it ends satisfyingly. I just love the like.
They better, man.
Of information and the intrigue and all that shit. I know, but they're creating new threads with everything that they reveal too, like all these shows do. It's a tough tightrope to walk. I always get nervous for these types of shows.
Me too, man. And everyone's talking about it. It's starting to feel like another Game of Thrones show not because like Game of Thrones is like, a fantasy show or anything, but or like this crazy budget. It's just the fact that like, I feel like it's so rare that you hear everybody talk about a show. It comes by once a year, maybe twice every 2 years or something like that.
Show. I've been waiting. We loved the last season. Literally, the last episode ended, and me and Morgan were like standing on our feet, yelling at the TV. Like it was so like dramatic in like the best ways. Oh man, I love this show. It's just very up my alley. I like it a lot. But the new season's been good, and I've been watching that every week. We just watched one yesterday, because it drops on like I don't know Thursdays or something, and then we aren't able to get around to it till later. But it's good. I like it. It's kind of like a dark comedy, but it's also a sci-fi thing, and it's like
it is very funny,
creepy and uncomfortable, and
is something I appreciated about Breaking Bad, which was it was a very serious and dramatic and like disturbing show, but it was very funny too, which was a great contrast to all the seriousness. It really let you able to like breathe in when the show is hilarious. Like they'd have a whole you have that like unrelenting like just like I don't know anything without a breath. It makes it all feel less like substantial, and also it's just exhausting sometimes. yeah it's like Game of Thrones, in between all the death and the murder and intrigue, you'd have somebody occasionally just like tell a really good story. And you just like that show, I don't know how they did it, but they managed to like make somebody telling a story for 5 minutes very captivating, and they wouldn't like cut to like a visual of what the person was talking about. It would just be them listening to the story and then the person telling the story, but like something about how they would do it, like you weren't bored and you would just like
I haven't read the books yet. I plan to if they ever get finished. I don't think I'll read them if they don't get finished. I kind of don't want to start them if they're not going to get finished, but if they do, then I'm going to read them. But I think a lot of the credit goes to, I can't say for sure because I haven't read them, but I think a lot of the credit just goes to the writing of the books. I think that's how they're written, I think, a lot of times, and there are just like really well written stories in there. And because when you get to the later seasons where
George R. R. Martin's out of the picture at this point,
and George R. R. Martin's not the one that they're just like writing, for screen, everybody stops telling stories, and all the characters that were very well spoken stand in the corner silently, and everybody just gets quiet, and like it just stopped, and you're like, oh, so that's where it was all coming from.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
I miss being able to talk.
Show, but it's not as good.
I miss being able to talk to think about Game of Thrones without a pit in my stomach, says Gianna.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
It's a shame like how much that like kind of like it's crazy how much of a bad taste it left in everybody's mouth, because like I went from like being so excited about that show to now I'm like I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. It just really dropped that ball. It dropped the ball so hard that the Star Wars show that they were lined up to get ended up not happening.
I think they were going to do the next movie.
I think so. And
they were not. They were kicked off of that project.
Yes.
From what I understand.
Because they've dropped the ball so hard.
Yeah.
God.
So Severance, it's awesome. Just like tons of great actors on it. It's just like really intriguing and interesting world they're building, and
the
really
6 episodes I saw were great.
And yeah, and just it's great. And so far it hasn't like slowed down being that good since like in this far in. And it's only season 2, but still. And then the other show we've been watching, we're only 2 episodes in because that's all that's aired, but White Lotus season 3, which is a fun show. That's like a dark comedy as well. It's kind of like a soap opera, but it's really funny, and it's also got a lot of great performances, and it's every season is like a new cast of characters and like a whole new situation, but it's always takes place at a resort, and it's like the dynamic between like out of touch rich people and like service people working the like resort and like the country it's in. I think I talked about this already. Like the country itself is like a character in the show because it's like the culture of each location is like a big part of the story of each season. And it's really fun. I like that show a lot.
Nice. Yeah, I need to watch that show. I need to give that show a good old watch.
It's pretty good stuff. I enjoy it.
I've heard a lot of good things about that. Red Letter Media just dropped a video today recommending a movie.
Oh yeah, what's that?
It's called King's Island, I think, or King's Isle, maybe.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, they're doing they made a video because they were both just like, we watched this movie and we both thought it was incredible and we wanted to tell everybody about it because it's on fucking Tubi.
I want to watch it then, because it's rare these days that they're like, we saw something and it was really good. They'll say like, oh, we liked it, whatever, but like it's rare that they seem like they're beaten down and they hate everything now.
Yeah. They were like, they were
nice
aghast that the place that this movie can be watched on is Tubi and not like any of the big important streaming services.
A platform they've been joking on for years now.
Yeah. So they dropped that video about like 6 hours ago. By this point, I would say is like a guess, maybe 4 to 6 hours ago.
Nice. I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't. They didn't even like make any spoilers in the video because they were just like they wanted to convince people to watch the movie.
Cool.
So yeah. So I don't know. If you're in the
check
chat,
that out for sure.
Give that a good old watch. Have you? I
know we've been talking a lot about this lately, but we've been fiddling around in VR, and we've been Leviathan Dan and Zone Dog from the chat have been doing it as well, and we started fiddling around with big screen, which is like basically you're able to cast anything on a big movie theater screen, and it's pretty immersive. Like, me? Yeah, so you gotta join in. But I think it'd be great for like bad movie night. Because there's something really immersive about it. You actually feel like you're in a theater. It's pretty cool. I really like it. I even watched a couple movies by myself in it just because it's like
that's incredible.
Like even the light from the screen is like casting on like the walls and the chairs and everything. Like it's very immersive. It very much makes
it almost
watching
makes
something
you
on your screen in the dark feel.
It makes you want to. So like a lot of times when I'm watching a movie nowadays, I have my phone in my hand and I'm looking at it, but like you know, in that sort of experience, it makes you maybe not want to, you know, be so distracted maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it hard to be. It would be hard. I would have to like pull my headset off and look at my phone, and so maybe it forces you to do it, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's why it feels immersive, and I didn't have like a exact reason.
open up like a fresh window or something like that inside of the screen? Like, can't you open up like a...
Yeah, could do that.
Damn, immersion ruined. I just...
But I don't.
There you go.
But I don't have it linked up to my phone or anything, and I don't know.
No, yeah. I mean, well, like, on my phone.
You're saying like browsing.
Yeah, just browsing some shit.
Oh, yeah, you could do that, but it would be. I don't. Anyways,
I guess I don't browse. I just like mostly play like a mindless game where I serve pancakes to people, so that because it's like sometimes I just
have
need,
you beat
like,
that yet?
You can't. You just
they always want more pancakes. That's the thing.
They always want more pancakes. Well, no. So like, here's the one. I'm playing a super predatory one where I don't pay them any money, but like I'm slowly but surely gaining these fucking crystals. You have to gain like 9 crystal shards to get a full crystal, and you have to like spend 12 crystals to like buy anything, and you have to buy 12 enhancements to be able to survive the next level or some shit like that. And I've been doing that. Oh my god, what's the pancake game? I'm not gonna promote this game. I'm not gonna get anybody else to this fucking thing. This is like the Pirate's Curse, where like you pass the treasure on to somebody and then they have the curse and then they go to hell if they like die with the treasure or something.
Is this
like
a real game or is this a bit you're doing?
No, this is a real game. This is a real game.
Oh my god, I thought you were just doing like a little like, oh, it's like, do you actually buy the things? Is that part actually a real part too, or are you not doing that?
I've spent $6 and it did so fucking little for my actual progress that I've decided to never spend money on the game ever again because it was good.
No, that's where your line needs to be.
You serve more than pancakes. It's not just pancakes. Like, you unlock different restaurants and you can serve like ramen to people, or you serve like fucking corn dogs to people. I dropped my pen. Give me a sec. But yeah, it's a super predatory game. Like, you have to do so much like grind to get anything, and you just have to. If you like, of the $6 that I spent on this otherwise free game, that doesn't force ads upon you for more than like 5 seconds. I will say they don't force ads on you, which is, I appreciate when they don't force ads on you. Like, you have to like watch an ad for 5 seconds and that sucks, but you can skip it, and you can always skip it unless you choose specifically to watch the ad. And of all of the fucking forcing an ad onto your phone when you're playing their dumb games, I'll deal with that. 5 seconds is fine in comparison to like forcing me to watch like a 30-second ad to continue. Sure. His begrudging tone is so funny. You serve pancakes and shit to people. I was literally playing a children's cupcake game yesterday. I saw you. I was there. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I was there. She was streaming it last night. By the way, folks, if you'd like to see streams, Gianna Luna is a streamer. Do we have a shout out thing still? We killed Nightbot, so I don't know if we have a shout out.
We killed it without having the next thing all ready to go. We're just like, you're dead, and then we moved on.
We're kind of like that. We really need to take into heart Chesterton's fence post. Or Chesterton's
We gotta keep our
fence.
ADHD in check.
We're bad about that. We're really bad about that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We got off we didn't shit, but we did get off the pot.
You're right. You're right. We did indeed shit. We out with the old, but we did not end with the new.
That's the whole phrase. Out with the old. And then we moved on.
Yep.
And then left nothing in its place.
Yep.
I've been watching. I'm not gonna get into this just yet. Maybe I will, but first I want to say something else. We've been watching that Common Side Effects show as well, which is awesome. The animation's really great.
Who did you say was on it that I recognized?
It's Mike Judge produces it, but he does a ton of voices on it as well.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, well, Mike Judge is just like, you say his name and I'm like, what's it up? I'm in.
Sold. But the artist who does it, I think Joseph Bennett. I don't know. He does a lot of stuff online, and his art's great. I was like a big fan of him on like Instagram long before he had the show. But the show's awesome. The animation is great. But the reason I brought it up is Mike Judge plays a multiple characters, but the main one he plays is he's the CEO of this like pharmaceutical company, and he's just like this rich. He's he's so dumb, and he's like this billionaire who just like is like.
Is he wearing like that hat, and does he have like the beard? Is that like his character?
No, that's not him.
That's not him. Okay.
No, that's the main guy.
Okay.
But the whole time his assistant's like handling everything for him, and the whole time he's just constantly playing this game where it's like a dog watering flowers, and he's like, as people are talking to him about like serious stuff, he's like, you see him buying all these like power ups for like real money so that he can water flowers faster, and he's like, it's like the only thing that's like bringing him joy.
That's funny as hell.
It's just this background thing that's been going on the whole show where he's like playing this game, and pretty funny.
I feel that not the being a CEO of a pharmaceutical company, but
sure,
the phone game. I feel that.
Yeah.
Not
most of those games, none of them like seem to like work for me. They're all push me away. They don't latch me. They're just like I don't know, they feel a little too vapid and stupid.
They are all vapid and stupid. I have 3 that I have available. I have 2 that I hate that I play if I'm like stuck in a situation where, God help me, I have nothing to do. I have to be here in this place. I have these games on my phone to give me like to kill an hour at least.
Sure.
And then I have Balatro, which is, you know, if I
play a lot of that on my phone.
If I get into it, I can sink.
Game.
Yeah, it's the best $10 I spent for my phone. And if I decide to get into that, I can kill like 2 to 3 hours. But that's it.
I'm always looking for new games on my phone because I like the idea of like a fun game that I can, you know, have it there whenever I want it, like close like reach. But they all seem to kind of suck.
Yeah,
which is weird to me. 'Cause everyone has a phone, and phones can do so much. And why doesn't? I guess because they make more money off of the shitty ones. But it's like
I can actually recommend.
I'm hoping like Balatro is like something that will like convince the industry to like do something different. Because I'm just like, how can they all be bad? Like this is like, it's like if everybody had a PlayStation or like a Nintendo Switch in their pocket, and then no one made any games for it. I'm like, what? How is this possible? Like, just no one's made anything. All you have to do is make something good, and you would have no competition because there's nothing else good out there.
I do actually have one phone game I can recommend if you're looking for a decent-ish Final Fantasy type game, sort of ish.
Okay.
Where it's like it's sprites, where it's like top-down sprites, and it has an ongoing story, and like, you know, it has like, and it doesn't like force ads on you. The only thing, it's free also, and the only like thing they do is like once you get past like the first chapter where you get to like sort of like the main game, they put like the bottom 10% of the screen becomes an ad while the rest of the game is still the game, and you can pay money to make that go away, and it's like $1 or something like that. But otherwise it's like a top-down sprite game where you travel around. It looks decent enough, but then when you get hit with like the random encounters, it turns into like a 3D game on the level of just slightly above Final Fantasy VII, the original. In terms of graphics, but like it turns into that for the combat, and it's like turn-based, and it's turn-based combat. I would say reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy X, which is like my favorite Final Fantasy. But you know, in terms of a free phone RPG game, it's a pretty sweet deal, and they have a sequel, I think, which looks decent as well. I'm not sure, I haven't played that yet, but you know, if I can recommend a good phone game to people, I would recommend Revenant Dogma, because if you like a good Final Fantasy type game for your phone.
Check that out.
It's for, I have it for
and
my
you mentioned
iPhone.
free, and I like not even like asking that it has to be free. I just want them to be good. I'll pay for a good game.
It's free. You are incentivized to spend at least $1, but like it's not like whenever I played it, I didn't spend any money on the game. I do have it on my phone. I actually still need to beat it, so maybe I will give them the money at some point. You know, because I like to support developers. But you know, I never felt compelled overwhelmingly to spend the money, and the game is good. So
there you go. What more can you ask for?
Yeah. Revenant Dogma.
Revenant Dogma.
Which is okay, so like a revenant is something that you thought was dead and then it's come back to life. Like a zombie essentially, but not
that
exactly.
Title feels so like, let's have ChatGPT spit out 2 cool words.
Yeah, very much so.
And they're like, all right. I mean, it has no meaning, but it sounds dope as hell. Let's do it.
Sounds
Sell
great. So it's a dogma is like a way of life, a way of living, sort of a mantra of being. So it's a way of life that you thought was dead but is now back. So you know, it works.
That reminds me of something. Played this game maybe like a year ago that I really liked. And they seem to keep like making more stuff for it, and it's pretty fun. It's kind of like a more fast-paced Souls type game, but it's like very heavily based on like guns and stuff. And it's called Revenant 2 is the one I played.
Wait, wait, are you fucking with me or?
I'm serious. No, it's called Revenant. That's why it reminded me of it.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
Revenant 2, and it's pretty popular.
Called Revenant 2. Okay.
And I mean, there might be like a subtitle like Revenant 2, like the Dogma or something, but
you're fucking with me
it's
now.
A real game.
I'm convinced. Okay.
No, it's a real game. It's a real game.
Okay.
It's a real game.
Okay.
That part was just me doing a little goof.
You fucking.
But I really liked it, and it's fully like multiplayer. I only ever played it single player, and I feel like that would be a fun game to play at some point.
Right, hold on, let me download it right now.
Add it to the list.
No, download it right now.
It's not on your phone. It's a real game. It's not on your phone. It's a real ass game.
Oh, like on the computer?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. You'll probably
Steam?
recognize the art because it's like hangs out on like store pages pretty often.
On Steam?
Madlad says they play a little bit of the first. Yes, it's on Steam.
Oh, I just searched Steam on Steam. What the fuck is wrong?
Do you find it? Did you find Steam?
I did have Steam Deck, Steam Docking Station.
We should make a game called Steam and sell it on Steam.
That would
find
be fucking
all the dummies
hilarious.
like you would fall for our trap. Buy our game.
Is it Revenant?
Revenant 2, The Dogma. It's a good game. It's fun. I really liked it. It was pretty cool. There's all sorts of different weapons and the enemies are cool and the environments are cool.
Oh, Remnant.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Well, there you go.
Remnant 2. Yeah, I know
My
that
bad.
game. No, it's all good.
It's fun.
That's why I wasn't fine. But
That's fair. My bad.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, no, I've been meaning to play the game. I would love to play the game with you. I hope the thing I have drawn is worthy of the DrawBomb show. That reminds me, when I was looking
I caught a glimpse of it earlier. I didn't see it updated, but it was awesome.
Shall we?
Yes, it's great.
Shall we go to the fridge?
Head over there. Head over there. Gianna says mobile games aren't real games. I agree with you, actually.
Okay, I hope
they change that.
There was hold on one sec. There was one game. We're gonna go to the fridge back in a sec. There was one game by Capcom, I think, called like Fight Back, and it was this fun game where you like this dude, and you were like going through these stages, like fighting people and dodging, like throwing axes that they were throwing, and like you would swipe your finger and you would like kick them in the face with your swipe, and it was really dope. And I had a lot of fun with it. And it was a little fucked up in spots. I have a screenshot because at one point the person's like, "Hey, great news! We took all the organs of the gangsters you killed and gave them to, like, donation to people." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Anyways, it was a fun game. It was called Fight Back, but you can't download it anymore. They like took it down, and you just cannot play it.
Oh no.
Can't play it. Anyways, we're gonna go back to the.
Said it was too fun.
Now.
Like this isn't gonna work as a mobile game. It's actually a good game. You gotta get rid of it.
We're gonna get rid of it. Let's go to the fridge. Here's the fridge, folks. Oh, it looks like we have some stuff happening over here. Maybe I can. Okay, yeah, we have the full thing on the fridge, I think. Okay. Is that? It looks like I have the draw along sort of cropped.
You do.
Okay,
you do.
oopsies.
You've cropped off the left side. Mad
sure
Lad's
did.
beautiful drawing.
Can't crop off Mad Lad. Mad Lad's been really posting some great art in the draw-alongs, I gotta say. Like, kudos.
Yes. Yes. I've been loving that. We got, like, people regularly in there. Thanks, Lotus Clock, for kind of helping kick it off. We appreciate you. And then
really the start of that.
Everybody, Mad Lad and everybody that's joined in.
Speaking of Lotus, what a beautiful bug creature we have here.
It's beautiful.
The gradient, like the soft blur on that belly, is just gorgeous. What a fantastic.
He's excited to eat that slop.
Lotus Clock has done a better drawing than whatever the fuck I'm drawing in this show.
Lotus Clock always does like better drawings than us. They're so clean. The line works great.
Good gosh.
Maybe it's, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna try to come up with excuses. But your lines are great. They're clean. I love it. Doing good stuff over here.
Work.
Thanks for always joining us.
And Lotus Clock says, I'm really happy Mad Lad's been joining the Magma more regularly. I am too. And we're seeing that Mad Lad is quite a talented lad as well.
He might have to change his name.
Talented lad. But great work, everybody.
Good.
It doesn't rhyme. It's not as catchy, I will say. Mad Lad has it's got a good ring to it. It's got a ring. Yeah, my drawing. Look at what am I drawing, dude? What is this thing?
I am so proud of you and
Not
you.
Not you.
That's right.
Yeah, what are you drawing here? I tried to kind of match whatever you had going on.
You did a great job. You did a better job than I'm doing. I just tried to draw a robot. I feel like I feel like every time we've started, or I feel like a lot of times when we start, I sort of default to drawing robots. And I don't know why, but I'm not very good at drawing robots.
You're doing a great job. There's something funny about like a kid that's like, I like to draw robots.
I draw robots.
What do you do for fun? I draw robots. Here are some of them. This one is Knife Bot, and he shoots knives out of his face.
He shoots knives.
Yeah, it's a twist there. You wouldn't have expected it.
This is Sunglasses Man. You have to wear sunglasses to see him.
He was built in a web, and he is conflicted about his creation. He's happy to exist, but also he's mad at those who created him, and he shoots knives.
He curses the abomination that he is, and also he's he's mad at his station and wife, and the way he is, the way injustices have been perpetrated upon him.
He was never programmed to love, and he also has been forced to do horrible things by his makers, and also he shoots knives out of his face.
He is not a gun, but also he has a gun that shoots knives.
And he is voiced by Vin Diesel.
You knew exactly. Good stuff. Good stuff. What a classic movie.
It is a classic. So good.
Someday I still want to pay.
Cry about a cartoon robot? I got the movie for you.
Man, what a great movie.
Wall-E or Iron Giant.
Vin Diesel's Wally. Hey, Eva. Eva.
It'd be in his contract though that Eva is immediately attracted to him.
Yeah. I mean, she was already.
That's something
in
we
Wall-E.
watched. Well, he won her over, I think, a little bit.
He also kind of kidnapped her a little bit in the beginning of the movie.
A little bit. She would have been. Look.
Look,
We can
what were we
dissect
gonna say?
Wall-E.
What were you gonna say?
She shut down, and then she would have been like destroyed by like or you know the
This is
planet was
true,
kind
he
of
did save her.
harsh, and he took her
He saved her.
like shut down body over to his place. He's very respectful.
That's true.
Except he did hold her hand one time when she was turned off. A little weird, Wally.
Lower Wally.
Boundaries.
Wally canceled.
Wally's canceled, everybody.
Cancelled. Cancelled.
There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Funny. I love Wally.
It's a great movie. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
For a long time, I said Wally was my favorite. I don't know if that's still the truth or not. There's a few that kind of sit just like side by side S tier. We should
Incredibles.
we should do a tier list for all the
We should do a
Pixar
tier
movies.
list. Actually, want to do that after this opening title card? We could just do a fucking tier list of The Incredibles.
of the Incredibles. That
Or not The Incredibles. What the fuck am I? I mean,
they all go in S. Moving on.
every Incredible is S. Frozone S.
Oh, we're
Mr.
rating the
Incredible.
actual the characters.
Yeah. And Incredibles 1 S. Incredibles 2 D. Done.
I mean, I'm down to do a tier list, although it does kind of feel like a DrawBomb after dark kind of activity. But
does
I
feel
think
like
we're
a
gonna be working
DrawBomb,
on some
yeah.
stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, we are gonna be working on some stuff. We're gonna be busy. Might as well have our fun now. I don't know. We don't have to like stick to a rigid
yeah, I have
schedule
a
on DrawBomb.
No, we don't have to. We can do whatever we want. I know that. Some of I have like a few Pixar movies that kind of sit like in the special place where they're all just like kind of perfect. I'm by no means like a Disney adult, but I do. Man, some Pixar movies are just so like
Some Pixar movies are incredible.
well crafted.
Ratatouille might be
Yeah,
like one
some
of
of
my
them are
top 3
incredible.
favorite movies of all time. I think
Yeah,
Ratatouille
that's
is
what I'm
my
saying,
favorite Pixar movie. I don't know why.
Ratatouille, The Incredibles, kind of Toy Story is like a whole like Up, Wall-E. All those movies are just kind of like
Yeah.
perfect.
Ratatouille really
Effort,
snuck
you know?
up on me as like a favorite. I don't know how. It just sort of like every year I kind of like think about Ratatouille and I'm just like, I like it a bit more than
it's
I
so
did
good.
last year.
I love
just
Ratatouille.
about
It's great.
it's just about loving what you do.
Yeah.
And the pure enjoyment of creating.
It's a great movie. Yeah, I remember like that was even like back when Pixar still hadn't missed yet once, and I was doubtful. I saw the trailer for it and I'm like, a rat who cooks.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one.
I
And it
didn't
was
see
awesome.
Ratatouille for a while. It was actually I didn't see Ratatouille for about 5
saw it in
years after it
theaters.
came out.
Really? Wow. I
Also,
in the beginning, up until like, I think like I don't know what was the first. Well, Cars was the first Pixar movie where I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if that was something I liked. I didn't, but I was still like, you know, willing to give them a lot of the benefit of the doubt because I
have
just
not
everything
watched-
they made before that was just so perfect.
I have not
I
watched any
literally like
Cars.
didn't have a movie. Every time they came out with a movie, I'm like, oh, they're about to release another one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
I just knew
a
it
new
because they
banger.
were all great. Yeah. So I would see them all in theaters at least up until a certain point where I was like, okay, maybe we stop going to these.
Yeah. I never saw any of the Cars movies. I never saw.
I saw the first two.
What would you rate them?
Cars 1 is fine. I
So
think
D?
it's more. Yeah, maybe I give it a B.
Okay.
A low B. And it's like a functional movie. It's more pointed towards, I think, younger
It's more explicitly
audiences and
kid-oriented.
selling toys more than the other ones. Even the movie about toys wasn't as designed to sell toys as this one was, I think.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like how, like, I don't think Frozen is a bad movie, but it's the one that resonated with kids hardcore, and Cars is kind of that one.
Right.
Like, I don't really care for Frozen that much, but I think it's like a functional, it's fine. Cars is kind of, I feel the same way. Cars 2 was bad.
Damn. I just want to say real quick, Gianna Luna in the chat says, would you believe me if I've said I've never seen Ratatouille or The Incredibles? And good golly
that's
gosh.
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
man.
awesome, actually, because
I get to share
now,
the experience.
Ian, you get to experience those movies for the first time. That was my favorite thing with, like, Morgan when we started. She didn't really watch a lot of movies, and so the only way you can kind of get that feeling of like watching it for the first time is to watch it with somebody else who has never seen it, and then, like, I don't know, absorb
share
their
it with them again. You
essence.
get to live vicariously
Steal
through
their soul.
them. Yes.
Yes, react harder.
Yes. I've never seen Frozen.
But it's great. It's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, I was never in a rush to see it. Also, you know, Lotus says, guys, please stop talking about Disney. I just got the live action Snow White trailer.
We're summoning it.
We've summoned the beast, the Eldritch demon. Good golly gosh.
I'm just happy animation's finally dead, you know? Like, roll out more. Let's roll out the good stuff now.
Man, I feel so discouraged. Not discouraged. I just am annoyed every time a studio says, like, hey, here's a live action version of an animated show, you know? Because I'm just like, I'm not discouraged because I see so many people saying in comment sections and in YouTube videos, like, they don't need to make an anime or a live action version. The animation is just as valid. And I'm like, thank you. You know, it's just the studio.
It's a trend.
It's a trend. It was the studios that don't think animation's valid. I mean, like, the Oscars, like, animation doesn't have a, like, animation is never going to be considered in the best movie category at the Oscars because they have a best animation category. And then that way they don't have to consider animation as, like, maybe one of the best movies of the year. I mean, I don't think it's ever been in the running anyways, but maybe.
It is discouraging. I think it's about, like, you know, cost, unfortunately. I mean, that's what everything's about. But
Well,
I think it's expensive to make, and
yes.
kids are drawn to the visuals. You know, OG Disney was kind of making something that they were trying to make, like, a whole ass film that was, like, good for everybody.
Yeah.
And right now, I think they're kind of like, kids love this shit, and that's enough. And it's cheaper to make. It won't be like an era that's regarded in hindsight as like everything will be forgotten from this period of live action stuff.
they'll just delete it from the Disney like, it's all put on Disney Plus, and then when they want to delete it, they'll delete it from Disney Plus, and then people will forget they existed because they weren't worth remembering.
Stuff that Disney owns everything now because they don't have to really, like, put their eggs in the animation basket is hard to be successful. They're like printing money, but, like, at the same time, like, I mean, when I was young in, like, the early 2000s, I would say there was an era where Disney was not making anything new or good, and it was all straight to VHS movies. Do you remember this? It was like Cinderella 3 and, like,
Lion King,
and they
2.
were straight. They didn't go to theaters. They were straight to VHS.
Yep.
And I kind of look at the live action era as the same kind of thing, where they're, like, making these things that are making them some money, but it will like be this incomplete chunk of films will be completely forgotten about, mostly, by and large. I don't know what that means for the studio or anything like that. I'm not like smart enough to know where it's going to go from here. That's kind of how I see when I see this. That's what it reminds me of. It's very similar to that era where it's like they stopped making the thing that everybody loved them for, and were instead just kind of like churning this thing out. But now they also they own Marvel. They own all these other things. They own what? Fox.
They own Fox. They own Marvel. They own Nat Geo. They own History Channel.
They would never have to make another Disney thing. Like, I know that's the parent, the like umbrella company, but they would never have to make like Disney as we used to know it thing ever again. They'd still be rich. So who knows where it's going to go from here?
They own Star Wars. That's also why they finally let Mickey Mouse go public domain. And there was a video I saw about it. I think it was from Quarter Crew, but like the reason copyright is so fucked in the first place is because every year like Disney, like Mickey Mouse on Steamboat Willie or some shit would be just about to go public domain, and then every year Disney's lawyers would be like, hey, we can't have that shit, right? You gotta let us keep that shit. And then they would fucking win because Disney has a shit ton of money and the lawyers get paid very, very well. And so copyright is the way it is. Like it used to be like what copyright was like 10 years after your creation came out or some shit like that, went public domain, or I don't know, it's probably something more reasonable maybe. But now it's like what, 97 years after you die?
Yeah, it's about 100 years.
Shit? Yeah.
Oh, is it that it?
No, it's like, it's something. I don't know what it is exactly. I'm just being hyperbolic, but either way, if Disney fought so hard and fucked copyright so hard for the sake of keeping their prime moneymaker Mickey Mouse in like their ownership, the fact that they let like Mickey Mouse go public domain without really fighting it, like there wasn't any more court fighting, like I'm sure they could have like easily argued to extend copyright for another blah blah blah, but instead they let it go public domain because they don't have to like what is Mickey Mouse doing for them lately? Like they don't have to do anything. They have Luke Skywalker is their Mickey Mouse now or some shit,
Yeah.
Like
Mickey Mouse is only relevant at the theme parks.
Yeah.
And other than that, you don't really see that anymore.
So long-winded way of me saying that.
Mickey Mouse is only public domain if he's wearing a very specific outfit and driving a very specific vehicle.
And abusing animals.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? Like, yeah. Have you seen the Steamboat Willie since it became public domain?
Not since, but I have seen it.
Oh, okay. Because quarter digital or quarter crew or whatever, like the guys who do those videos where it's like VFX artists react to real Hollywood VFX or whatever. When Mickey Mouse went public domain, they just uploaded Steamboat Willie. They just put it on their channel. Funny. Yeah. Well, it was like they were.
I didn't realize it worked like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like you could just take the original work and like
just
post it. I thought it was more like you could make new stuff using these characters.
No, when it becomes public domain, it's just everyone can gain access to it. Like Frankenstein, for instance, the original Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is public domain. So when the website I'm learning coding from had me put together a bot where it takes like a text and like gets statistics from it, like how many words does it have, how many times is this letter used. We used the just book Frankenstein because Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is public domain. So we just, you could download the whole book. I have the whole book Frankenstein on my computer. It's not illegal. I just have it.
What do you know about that? Mad Lad says, as a Floridian that actually just went to a Disney park yesterday, Mackie isn't even a big part of them. Oh, he cracked a Mickey, but I like Mackie.
Mackie Mouse. Hey yo,
Mackie Mouse.
welcome to Disney. Yo, hey.
You gonna eat that?
Yeah,
You gonna eat those fries?
Therefore, though, I'm a mouse. You know how I am. I like to have leftovers. You know how it is.
I'm not here to promote stereotypes, but I do want to eat those leftovers. I
want those leftovers. But yeah, Mickey Mouse not being a part of the park, that doesn't surprise me. Like Mickey Mouse, who
but his like iconography is everywhere. The like the ears, the mouth, like the shape is everywhere.
But Disney. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that faded out too, because Mickey Mouse isn't really in stuff anymore. He's not like their guy.
Yeah, they don't make the cartoons.
There was a really great Mickey Mouse animated series in like the 2010s. Those are great. Those are really, really good. Those just
is it already that long ago now?
Yeah, it really was. Things that were fresh in 2020
they're beautiful.
Are old now. It's fucked, dude. It's really fucked.
The style's great. They're really well made. The animation's good. It's 2D.
They were so fun.
Man, now there's so many more types of ears. Yeah, you can go in. You can get like a Hunchback of Notre Dame ears.
Yeah, man, those are big ones.
You can get Cinderella ears. They're just ears that fit over your ears. They look the same.
They look the same, but they're just people who know. People who are into ears.
You can get every Disney character's ears. Let's do it. Let's
tier list of Disney characters' ears.
Tier list of Disney characters' ears.
Okay, I'm gonna say something really fucked up, and
you sure?
It's gonna ruin things for you.
We're live.
So okay, you know how people have like foot fetishes and shit like that?
I'm aware.
Okay, I could easily see people having like an ear fetish, like the weird shapes of people's ears.
Definitely. I mean, like the Rule 34 is kind of like applies. I mean, in a way, anything that can be fed, like anything that exists, someone's like into it sexually.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
So, and especially if it's a body part. So I guarantee there's a community of ear lovers.
Do you think there's just like art or like photography out there where it's like it looks like a normal photograph?
What's the sexiest part of the ear? That's my question.
Well, what I'm thinking is it would be like the part lobe? With all the weird shit inside the ear, like where it's like all the different shapes and stuff, because that's like the weird where you get the weird unique shapes. That's where you'd find like you'd be like, oh yeah, wow, you have a real S curve going on in that ear like canal area.
It's a Fibonacci ear.
Yeah, it's a real Fibonacci ear right there.
I like the lobe. I'm here for the lobe part.
Oh man, I'm here for the lobe. That cartilage is looking real supple.
Ew. I don't like the word supple.
Yeah. I hated saying it.
Leviathan Dead says the Forbidden Catacombs.
Oh wow, that's poetic. That's the website name.
Lotus Clock says, I'm pretty sure there's a fetish for pointy elf ears. Yeah, but I think that's more like
that's like the fantasy
an elf fetish
sort
than
of
the ear.
Like the sort of idea of like the exoticness of like, oh, it's an elf.
Yeah. But I'm sure, the ears are a big part of it.
I'm sure.
Put on your elf ears and shoot some arrows.
Have a fetish for Spock ears, like Vulcan ears.
They're close to elf ears. Very similar.
Much, they're
only
the
real.
They're the exact same.
Only the real. Only the real ear people can tell the difference.
Only the real people. Yeah, the people in the ears, they know. They know. There is a fucking so. This is going to be a rabbit hole, but there is a conspiracy theory on the internet that Avril Lavigne was replaced. Yeah, there's an internet theory on the internet. There's a conspiracy theory
That's
on
hard
the
to
internet.
Believe.
But there was a conspiracy theory on the internet that at some point after Skater Girl or whatever, Avril Lavigne was replaced with a body double for some reason. And people's reasoning for it, part of it is like the shape of her ear or something like that. They're like, it's different. The shape of her ear is different than it used to be.
Oh. There's a lot of body swap conspiracy theories for like
there's a lot of
celebrities, politicians, and famous people throughout history, and I wonder, have any of them ever? Do you think it's ever actually happened?
True?
Like, yeah, which one is real?
Man, that'd be fun to think about. Okay, well, what are some of the famous bodies? Okay, so like for instance, they used to say
some of the
that,
real famous ones are like pretty obviously not true.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they
like
used
Paul McCartney and shit.
That Paul McCartney was exactly the one I was gonna say. Like
he's still like very like
he's very
around
alive.
And
he's
like
very much,
very much him, and he's like still like in the spotlight. Like
the
you're
ultimate irony
replaced,
is
you then like you disappear.
One of the longest living Beatles is actually the irony of it. Although I think Ringo's gonna outlive him. Ringo's looking. If I had to put, do you want to put money on?
I think Ringo will live the longest. I agree.
I think so too. I heard Avril disappeared for a long time because she got Lyme disease. Unfortunately, yeah,
Ooh, that sucks.
That is very unfortunate.
I'm still very happy I don't have Lyme disease. Ticks are everywhere over here.
Woo! I've got.
We're like. We got lakes. So I've never had a tick on me, as far as I know. But they're everywhere. Like we're like, we're surrounded by like lakes and beaches, and there's tall grass and like dunes and like woods. Ticks are, they're doing their thing over here. But I'm tickless. I know multiple people who have Lyme disease.
Ooh,
it's fucked up.
Sucks. I have had a tick on me once.
Whoa. Where was it?
It was in the worst spot you can imagine.
Oh no. I can imagine some pretty bad spots. The ear.
I wish.
The buttle.
Not the buttle, thankfully.
Okay, so that pretty much narrows it down then. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was terrible. It really, really hurt to pull it off.
you pulled it off, man. You really pulled it off.
Took some skin with it.
That's a frightening thing to discover, too.
It was not good. I was about to take a shower, and then I was like, well, then.
You're like, I don't remember that being there.
That's not a mole.
Mad Lad says, I went camping and had to pluck quite a few ticks.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah, they're not fun, man. They're not fun.
Mad Lad says, I have a theory that Ian was body swapped.
I was. I mean, I wasn't.
Hey, no, he wasn't. Shut up. Fucking shut the fuck.
Really sorry.
If you blow this,
really sorry.
We stop giving you all the DrawBomb.
Please.
Money.
Please, I need my family back.
They're fine. Don't worry about them. No, Ian is alive and well, and this is normal Ian here. Malad says, Gianna, maybe you were the one who replaced him.
Oh.
You did get a haircut recently. You look different.
No, that's just I was planning on getting a haircut. I loved the
Real
ending
Ian
of
had
Breaking
long
Bad.
hair.
I loved the ending of Breaking Bad.
He doesn't.
My favorite game is Call of Duty.
You're doing a terrible job of being Ian.
No, I'm not.
He's on the record of saying the complete opposite of all these things multiple times.
No, I'm not. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So I guess I can't argue. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like a body swap situation there's rarely a reason why you would do it. And then also pulling it off would be like weird because like somebody has to like take on that identity then.
Yeah. It just sounds like a lot to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Just a whole lot.
And for what usually? Like what are the benefits of, I don't know, swapping somebody out?
I never really see a tangible benefit from the body swap. I just
It makes
see...
it really fun and interesting, like conspiracy theory, but it kind of seems like it falls apart the second you think about it at all.
Yeah. Because then
the only way I could see like a tangible
exploded, people thought it was Queen Amidala, but it was actually Keira Knightley.
The only tangible reason I could see, or the only way I could like see it be real, is if like a celebrity was all of a sudden like, they did like one or two more like interviews where they barely show them their face and barely talk, and then they're like, all right, I'm moving to, I don't know, the other side of the country, and I'm leaving music or something. Like it would have to be somebody who's like on their way out. It wouldn't be somebody who's like, hi, I'm new Paul McCartney now, and I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna write a lot more songs, and I'm gonna stay in the public spotlight.
I'm really gonna be here for a while.
I'm gonna do like a Christmas special, and I'm gonna hang out. Like that doesn't make sense. But like if they were to be like, I kind of look like that guy now, I'm gonna get away, and then you'll never see me again.
Right. I'm
gonna create an alibi for why this person's gone, and then. But that doesn't happen either, really. At least not that I've seen.
Simply having wonderful Christmas time. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. I agree, everybody.
To that song.
I agree.
Bad song.
Dude, speaking of, I'm fucking tired of drawing this robot. I hate it. I don't like it.
I think I should share with the audience what the last words you said to me before we started the show. Do you remember them?
I do, actually. That's why this is fucking embarrassing that you're about to fucking expose me like this.
I'm gonna out you. We were discussing how I made the little chef drawing for the draw along, and then Ian was saying like, "Oh, you draw really fast," and I'm like, and we were gonna practice that this episode, and he said, "All right, let's draw something really fast." Was the last thing he said, and then we started the show.
Yep.
And you're drawing slower than ever.
I'm drawing, and I drew a thing I don't even like it, and I don't know what I'm drawing, and I don't...
Explain this character.
I don't know, man. I legitimately don't.
All right, I won't make you. And it's 9:30, Gianna just pointed out. Yeah, slower than ever, actually.
That's
like
actually really
you went
bad.
Not only did you not go fast, you went slower than usual.
Having wonderful Christmas time.
Did you hear Leviathan Den's Boo You Stink?
Yeah, I heard it, man. I heard it. Oh, okay. I'm glad you heard it too. It means my sound set.
I didn't hear it. I just saw it in the
thing. Oh, well, wait. Hold on. You actually didn't hear it?
Mad Lad says Daft Punk was body swapped. They could have been. We wouldn't know. That's a good, easy one. You know, you can swap out the guys from Kiss. You can swap out. Well, not anymore.
The Gorillas. Their body swapped.
You can swap out the Gorillas. Yeah, you could do that and get away with it.
Yeah, Moby. Moby was body swapped.
Was he body swapped? Well, should we take a little break?
Please.
Okay, we'll take a break. You can finish the drawing if you want to. You don't have to. I would be more than willing to let you, but you sound like you don't want to. That's the only reason I hate this robot.
I hate it so much. It was supposed to be a fast drawing. You're drawing so nice and fast.
I mean, mine also took me till 9:30. Granted, I was done like a while ago. I was adding little things. You know what? Let's go to a quick break. Ian needs.
You fuck.
Getting upset. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks, everybody.
Having wonderful Christmas time. Hey, jump scare. We're back. Woo! Hey. Hello. Oh, whoa. Who'd you throw off the building?
Don't worry about it. It was Ian number 2. He's been replaced with Ian number 3.
That's right. Don't mind them. Don't
we're
mind that
back.
my mustache looks a little bit different.
Ian number 3 draws 14%
Very
faster
fast.
than Ian number 2 did.
That's right. That's. Put it down.
It's gonna really get us on track, I think.
If you point it at me, I can't concentrate.
Hey everybody, this is
And you point it, because I think you'll pull the trigger. So don't point it at me. I can't concentrate.
I'll do it. I'll use it. I'll
Don't-
use it.
I'm serious. If you point at,
We film this states apart. We're not in the same room, right? Oops, I went off. Yeah, commit to the bet. Keep going. So what's he got on this table over there? I see vitamins. I see a controller. Some there's a snowman. That's really kind of out of season, honestly. Like it's Christmas has come and gone. I mean, there's still snow outside, but that's definitely a Christmas type thing. We got some air freshener. Great. A few cups. Really should take some of those down and get them, washed. Contacts. Oh, Ian number 4 is here, everybody. Ian number 4.
Hello. I am Ian.
Okay, we'll have to iron out some details, but you seem to look the part at least.
I am good at draw.
So if you have a fully different accent, that this isn't like a cloning situation. It's like we're finding people around the world that look the same.
Yes. When grow up in small town of Kyrgyzstan.
No, come on, man. Your backstory should be Ian's backstory. You're blowing it.
What?
All right, let's hurry up. That was more like a cute I mean, more should be like a. All right, let's get Ian number 5 in here.
that was the new Superfly.
Hi, I'm Ian 1 again. They just decided it was easier if they just brought me back.
Oh, cycle back. That is actually easier.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It
Was man, I gotta tell you, it really was not
was
fun.
vacation?
It was not fun in that gulag.
Oh.
I did not have a good time.
I love a nice
will-
gulag, some noodles, maybe it's like some vegetables in there.
I will forever
like a
bear
red sauce.
the emotional scars of the tortures and the horrible inhumanities that I witnessed. So let's do a Pixar tier list. What do you say?
Let's do it. Let's get to the bottom of this. Are we going to do 2 separate ones, or are we going to come to a consensus?
Let's
Are we
come to
gonna-
a consensus, I feel like.
Let's come to a consensus. There's certain ones that if we're really split, we can find a way to do a tiebreaker, or we can put it in the middle of our 2 opinions.
Yeah.
It's an average.
So I'm going to, oops. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to, switch to, hold on.
I'm holding.
Okay. Pixar movie tier list. How do you feel about that size? I can zoom in a little bit if you want.
I don't see it yet. Oh, I see. Okay, there it is. Because it takes a second to catch up. I guess I should zoom in on the actual stream so that I can see. Okay. I think that works.
These ads
think
are
that
really in the way.
You got pop-up ads all over the place. There we go.
Nuts over here. Okay. So,
Are we
I feel
going
like-
in order of they coming out?
I feel like we should
release,
we
or
should
we
try our best to do chronological order if we can,
Mm-hmm. So
we
first
should-
off, we got Toy Story.
I feel like we should also add a tier for
Haven't seen.
haven't seen.
Okay. The gray tier.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Oh, what's new?
Okay. I feel like S, A, B, C, D. I feel like that's decent. Do we need an F tier?
Yeah, that's perfect.
We good with that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's great.
All right. So
first off is Toy Story.
Toy Story. Yeah? S tier.
S tier, definitely.
Yeah, S tier easily.
No
easily
question.
S tier. Okay.
It's gonna feel, for a lot of these, I think a lot of these are gonna end up in S, like for a minute,
think
or
so,
at least a
yeah.
lot of them in the beginning. Is Bug's Life next?
I was looking at that. I think so. I haven't seen Bug's Life in a while. I've seen Ants more recently than I've seen Bug's Life.
So,
Oop.
I love Bug's Life, but in the idea of not just putting everything in the same slot, I think it's an A for me.
You think Bug's Life is an A? Xenute says that Toy Story 1 is an A.
I will die on that hill. I think Toy Story 1 is S. I love
I
Toy
want to
Story
hear
1. I think it's
Xenute's
like,
out. I want to hear Xenute's out on what he
I'm interested.
thinks drops.
Also, if anybody else in the chat has opinions, I'm open.
This is an open discussion for everybody, but I mean, obviously our opinions are final. We're gonna
once they're locked in, these are official, and you can't argue them, and you are forced to agree with us. But until then, discussion is open.
He says Toy Story 3 is S, and I also agree, but it doesn't disqualify Toy Story 1.
Yeah, that's not a good argument for Toy Story 1. That's a
Mad Lad says Bug's Life is an A, so he's feeling he's in agreement.
I also think Bug's Life is an A. That's where I'm gonna, I think, trying to be not just throwing everything, not using nostalgia glasses, and also like there's a lot of movies here. I think I got to put Bug's Life in A, but
yeah,
too many S. That's true.
Too many.
All right,
here's
what's
the thing.
next? Next
if
is.
There's, I just want to say, if there's too many S, that's not the fault of us as rankers. That's Pixar just being a quality studio up to a point.
Yeah, up to a point. I think next is Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2? I'm
Is that
not
correct?
as big a fan of Toy Story 2, but I believe it's up next. But where's Toy Story?
I don't necessarily think it has to be done this way, but Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 kind of feel like a package deal. But I agree that Toy Story 2 might be in. I wouldn't put in B. For me, it would be A minimum.
Okay.
Leviathan Den says, I'm just saying for me. I'm not saying it has to end up there. Toy Story 2 is B tier, says Leviathan Den.
Xenu says Toy Story 2 is C tier. I wouldn't go that far. Toy Story 2 is still nice. The Toy Story 2 video game is C tier or D tier perhaps, but the movie itself, I feel it's B tier.
Maybe
you think it's A tier?
A lot of the chat is agreeing with you. I think let's leave it in B. Maybe we'll circle back.
We can circle back.
But,
this is a fluid list. We don't have to.
It is. Let's put it in B for now. Let's put it in B for now.
If you're okay with putting it in B, I'm okay with putting it in B.
I am. The more I'm not changing my answer yet. I'm just saying, as I think about it, it is of the first three my least favorite one. I think.
Yeah. And then
but it does have some really strong aspects to it.
It has great parts to it. I love the way it ends. I love its ending. I love the characters it introduces. It's fun. I love the prospector who.
And if you think about the actual beats of the movie too,
it's
a pretty solid story. I still stick by A, but we'll circle back. All right, what's next in the?
I remember seeing
maybe I'll bring
Monsters,
that up.
Monsters Inc.
Is that next already? Wow.
Or is it Finding Nemo?
Surprised. Monsters Inc. I think came first, but let me look at Pixar movie release dates. All Pixar movies in order of release. Okay. Let's see. Next is Monsters Inc. Yep.
Hey, for me, Monsters Inc. is an A.
Is it S or is it A for me?
You. Xenute says if Monsters Inc. is above a B, I'm gonna shit.
Xenute, you're gonna be really upset with our list.
Leviathan Den says Monsters Inc. is B tier as well. I like Monsters Inc.
It's okay. So Toy Story 2, I'm more
see the
willing to like.
reasoning though. I see the reasoning why they would put Monsters Inc. B tier, but I do like it.
I won't let it drop below A, as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna say
I
I'm gonna
like
say
Monsters Inc. Oh, I'll say
A for Monsters Inc.
I'm
Sorry, chat. I'm sorry. I love
We're
Monsters. Me and Gianna are aligning a lot so far. This is good. I'm glad to have someone who is agreeing with me.
I'm glad you guys are lining up too. That makes me very happy,
Yes.
actually.
This is good. All right, next we got Finding Nemo.
Right? Okay. I'm glad we decided to do this. This is fun.
I'm so repetitive.
Finding
Nemo's an S.
Finding Nemo's an S. Where's Finding Nemo? I see Finding Dory. There it is. Oh, it's the big shark.
That's the big shark. That's right.
Finding Nemo's an S for me. Below Toy Story though.
Oh yeah, organizing them.
The furthest
Yeah,
to the
below
right
Toy
is
Story.
the higher on the rank, is how I'm reading it.
Oh really? I would think left to right, like normal reading, would be like best to worst.
Yeah, but it's like if it's left to right, like if it hits too far left, it starts to drop down. It's like a word processor, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
But if you would rather do it the other way, like I'm not. This is not a one man show. Like we know. I'm happy to.
Sure. I think it's more intuitive the other way, but I honestly don't care that much about this aspect of it.
Okay.
Zone Dog, thanks for the sub. We appreciate you.
He's quoting Anton Chigurh from.
I didn't see what he wrote.
If you could change your fate, would you? I think that's Anton Chigurh. Mad Lad says Finding Nemo is an S. Gianna agrees. Yeah, I'd have to put Nemo as an S. Okay, I think people are agreeing that Finding Nemo is an S. I'm glad to see that.
It's an S.
Next up is The Incredibles, and I think we all know
It's an
where
S.
I put it's an S. It's a S, top tier, higher than Toy Story for me.
Don't worry, guys. We're gonna start doing different things soon, but this is definitely an S.
Look, this is why the joke in the Family Guy bit was Pixar, we're not a home run anymore. It was, you know.
They didn't miss for a while.
They did not miss for a while. Incredibles.
Next we got
is an
Cars.
S. Oh,
You haven't seen Cars. Is that what you said?
I've not seen Cars.
I'm gonna put Cars. If D is the worst, I'm gonna put Cars in C
Okay.
for Cars.
Cars in C.
That's what I'm
Next
doing.
up is
I think that's-
Wall-E.
Ratatouille's next.
Ratatouille's next. Ratatouille's an S tier.
That's an S.
Ratatouille might be
That's an
my
S.
favorite Pixar movie. It might be one of my favorite movies. I don't know why. I don't know. I can't even tell you.
It's
just-
great. There's just something about it's such a. I think,
Just makes
especially
me
in
happy.
animation. I mean, I like it about all movies, but a concept that's so just like strange and like so specific and unusual, and then continues to just be like a great story is like, I can't ask for anything better. I love that. Just like nothing about the pitch is something that you would ever have come up with yourself, probably.
It's also clever in that it's like, what's the one thing you don't want in your food? A rat. So let's make a movie where a rat knows how to cook food. It's a movie about defying expectations. But it's also, it just makes me so fucking happy. Like the movie,
It's so charming.
it's so charming. Something about like the presentation. I think it's the music. The music is just like the
Leviathan Den just said the exact thing I feel and what you were saying too. Love how it captures nightlife in France and how it's like super chill and jazzy and all that.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's all the atmosphere, so much of it.
yeah.
And then it's just a story about like an artist that no one's buying what he's selling, but he's gonna do it anyway because it's like only
Doing it
thing he
for the
wants to
love
do.
of it. Yeah, doing it because you love it, and there's nothing more pure. Big love for Ratatouille.
Wally's next.
Wall-E S tier.
I think so.
Actually,
I didn't know where
I'm
you would
gonna-
land it.
so here's the thing. Wall-E for me hovers between S tier and A tier. I like Wall-E a lot. Once it gets going, I'm less enthused. I love the setup of Wall-E. I love the world it develops. But once is it John Goodman in it?
No,
One's-
it's the guy who's in all of them. The guy, he was Cliff the mailman from
yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Oh no, he doesn't he just have a cameo as like the guy who's trying to kick up? Oh, no, that's
the guy.
Up. Oh,
Yeah, he has a
cameo.
cameo. The captain is Jeff from Curb.
Jeff, yes, Jeff Garland.
Garland.
Yes.
Real quick, I have to draw attention to this because it's hilarious. Mad Lad says the music in Ratatouille is amazing, although I hate music.
I just saw that.
I'm gonna, of all of the, I know I keep doing this, but of all these movies, I think WALL-E's one that I'm gonna have to like really make an
You're gonna have to
executive
fight
push for S, because
I'm okay
for a
with
long
that.
time that was my favorite Pixar movie.
Okay.
So that says something, I think, for me.
Is it okay if I put Wally here at the bottom of S?
Sure.
Okay.
We can organize them more
Okay. Yeah.
if we get through this quickly.
Okay.
We'll see.
Wally is an S.
Up
The
is
amount
next.
of emotion, the amount of the robots they give those, the amount of emotion they give those robots. Look, I understand. Here's the thing. I love Wally. I love the characters they set up. I love the world. I love the lore. I'm a little out of it by the time Jeff Garland is going, like the robot's like, you have a percent chance of surviving on Earth, and Jeff Garland's like, I don't want to survive, I want to live.
Yeah.
That part, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Anyways,
Up is next, and I'm sorry that I'm a broken record, but
Up is
S.
in the S tier. Up is S tier for sure. Up is S tier, below Incredibles, but above Toy Story for me.
Up, holy shit, that one's like one of the best. Maybe that's my favorite Pixar movie. It's
Okay.
possible. It's very possible.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's damn
it's
good.
great.
I've seen it once, but it's damn good. Maybe if I've seen it more, I would feel more compelled.
It makes you cry in the first 5 minutes. That's not like why I love it, but it's just like holy shit. Like I've never seen a movie so effectively gut punch me so quick.
Mhm.
In a way that's effective, where like you can actually like you
It
got
hurts.
me. You know. Yeah.
What's next? Now I'm starting to truly get lost.
Next is Toy Story 3.
Really? Okay. Toy Story 3 is an
Yep.
S.
I think so.
Toy Story 3, super duper
think I
S
agree with
tier.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think I agree. I'm like debating if it would be an A, but no, I think it's S.
Leviathan Den says the beginning fucked me up for a few days, and Gianna says,
Yeah.
I've never recovered.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
never.
say, yeah, a few days. Well, you're stronger than the rest of us then, because that one,
Damn.
I'm
'cause
still hurt.
Up punched. Here's the thing about the beginning of Up is they didn't just punch you in the gut with like a movie like zinger. They punched you up with like a life zinger. They punched you in the gut saying, by the way, you could love somebody and they could fucking die. And they just hit you with it. And they're
They
just
start
like,
as kids. You go through their whole lives in the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
But also, it's genius because the whole movie's about his life after that life that he had with her.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm
It's so good.
Don't make me cry right now. All right, next is Cars 2. Now, good. This will bring me back to, I can feel hate again. D.
Put it in D.
Cars 2 is the worst of everything we've rated so far. Easily the worst.
I put D as in Dookie.
It is Dookie. It's terrible. It's a James Bond type story where Tow Mater is the main character. I don't even think Owen Wilson's barely in it. It follows the pickup the tow truck doing like a spy mission somewhere else in the world, and then like occasionally like Lightning McQueen's on the phone with like go get him, Tow Mater, and then like it's terrible from what I remember. It was the moment that I saw it and I was like, all right. I had bargained a lot with like Cars, and I was like, maybe it's still an okay movie. It's still fine. It's just not my favorite. It's not my cup of tea. This was the moment that I was like, all right, Pixar's streak is dead.
Yeah. When they
it's
announced
over.
Cars 2, I was like, wow. Toy Story 3, I'll let slide because Toy Story 3 was incredible, but Cars 2, Now we're just selling out.
They made a lot of money though.
Sure did.
Next, okay, now we got some more interesting type of ones. I'm not sure if you've seen it or not. Brave is next.
Haven't seen it.
Have you seen Brave? You haven't seen it? Okay.
Have not.
I think Brave is a C.
Okay.
I'm curious what the chat thinks.
Yeah, I want to hear what the chat thinks about Brave.
Leviathan Den says we are the wrong age demographic for Cars, in my opinion. You are absolutely correct.
That is
movie
100% a fair thing to say.
It's like I was saying before the break. It's like Frozen for a lot of people, where kids, it's their favorite Disney movie of all time, but most adults wouldn't agree.
But here's
it's
the thing.
kind of one that leaned.
You can make things for kids that still appeal to adults, like, and that's just called not making trash. Like kids will eat up any slop. You can make anything and say it's for kids as long as it doesn't feature like obscene content, you know. But like you know, adults love Bluey. Bluey's for a show for kids, but adults love the hell out of Bluey because Bluey's also like intelligent and like made to be appreciated for anybody, but also extremely charming. So you don't have to like, I don't know. Whenever someone says like, "Oh, it's not great, but it's for kids," I'm just like, because you're content with your child eating slop.
Yeah, kids aren't. You know, you can. That's the thing. That's kind of what was going to be my next point as well. Is that like Pixar made themselves so well loved because they were making these things that were on the surface for children, but were just like some of the best storytelling around, even though it's like a kids movie, like, you know, technically. Yeah. But then they started to make a few that felt like they were just for the kids, which is kind of like, why'd you do that? It feels like lazy or something.
You made slop.
Mad Lad said Brave isn't really that good. I think that's why C is a good spot for it, because D is for I hated it. Brave is not like something that I think was just like god awful, but it also is just not very amazing or memorable. What else do you have in duty? I see you have 2 in there. Is it Cars 3?
Cars 3 is in there too. I just assumed.
I haven't seen Cars 3.
Okay. I guess we should, in fairness, put it in. I haven't seen. I accidentally
put it in the haven't seen.
I couldn't tell that it was Cars 3 until I finally saw the number. So I just left it in there. But Gianna says that Zach felt strongly about Brave being in category B, which, I mean, obviously I can't argue. I didn't know that Zach felt that way about that movie. I didn't know. I wasn't
We're just like
we're learning things about each other
fights
today.
In your house.
We are.
I should watch it again. I saw it and I didn't hate it, but it's also kind of like, I feel like some points are, I mean, somebody shouldn't be knocked down for my like dog shit memory, but I also feel like if something's not super memorable for me, that tells me something about it a little bit.
Right.
I think it's watchable, and that sounds like a mean, like, I don't mean it's only watchable, but I mean, I think it's like a solid story. I think it's worth watching. It just was not, as far as this ranking system goes, though, it's definitely below the things above it. It could maybe be bottom B, but I think I'm going to put it in C of movies that, like Cars 1, I just don't really feel a lot for it, personally.
Right. I obviously have no dog in this race. Gianna says I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it too. We'll watch it together sometime, I think. It'd be nice.
Monsters University is next.
Also, Finding Nemo is a solid S, says Zach. Well, he'll be... Or solid A? What? Wait, is he... Wait, what movie did you just say?
A. The next movie is Monsters University.
Oh, I see. Zach says...
Have you seen it?
I've seen the end of it. I didn't feel compelled to watch the rest.
In C for me.
Maybe
I don't know though. That might be people might think it's worse, but I don't know how people feel about it. I think it's a C, a low C.
C tier.
I think it's a C. I'm sticking with C for Monsters University. I remember watching it and being like, I'm like, as far as Pixar sequels, like, I thought it was okay, but I feel about it like the other things in C, honestly. So, yep, I stand by my opinion. Xenu says Up isn't an S. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. I love Up.
A rough one. I can do with this. I can do with this list. Lol.
Xenus, you should make your competing list and put it in the Discord.
He says I can't with this list. I see what he's saying. Okay. Yeah,
I want you to do your competing list, and then we'll compare in the Discord.
Everybody,
I would love
post
to see
your
what you
competing list in the Discord. I'd love to see everybody's competing lists on this.
Next is Inside Out.
Inside Out. I liked Inside Out. I'd say it's an A.
I think it's an A. I think so as well. I think it's an A. It makes me feel things. I mean, I guess that's the whole point.
Yeah,
which
I liked it.
Buys it some extra points, but I think I'm gonna leave it. I think A. I think A.
I liked it also answer. Because it was an accurate representation of what sleep does to it. It's like it has the best representation of what I've at least read is like what your brain does when you go to sleep, and I think that's very cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when like at the end of the day, like she goes to bed and like they start like taking all of the things that like happened in the day and like sorting them in her brain and stuff like that. And I've read that that's basically what you're like when you go to sleep, your brain is taking all of the things that happen in the day and like categorizing them into long-term memory, and that's what like makes dreams happen is like, you know, your brain hitting those like sort of like memories and it sort of like crosses. But no, I just think that's very cool, and the story is very charming, and it's a cute movie.
Next, we have The Good Dinosaur. I have not seen it.
Haven't seen it.
All right, that's that. If anybody has any opinions,
yeah,
we're gonna leave it in the haven't seen list, but I am curious what everybody thinks of it.
Yeah,
according to IMDb, it's 6.7, 66 Metascore.
No one liked it, or not a lot of people liked it very much.
It's a lower ranking.
Lower ranking.
Next, we got Finding Dory.
Haven't seen it.
I did not like it, but looking at the ratings on here, it says 7.2, 77 Metascore. I didn't like it. I almost want to put it in duty, but maybe that's too mean. I mean, I'm also 26 at this point if I'm looking at when these movies came out, and so... But I'm not trying to go off of when I first saw them, although I've only seen it the one time.
Low C, maybe?
Maybe...
No, we can call it. We can put it a D if you want, Dookie.
I don't know. I'm not sure that's... I just want to make sure... The reason I'm being so like picky is because I want to make sure the scale actually means something, you know? Like...
We have like...
What is...
6... We have 7 in S tier. The scale means nothing, okay? The scale...
But that's because they...
That's because they're great.
Those are great.
Understand.
They're S tier movies.
But that means the weight of the scale is fucked up. Like it's fine.
No, it just means they did that good for that many movies.
Makes it hard to grade the rest. What's next?
I think it's a D. D.
I've left it in D. I'll leave it in D.
I'm sorry. I'll speed this up. Cars 3 haven't seen.
We don't have to speed it up. We're hanging out. Or what time is it? Okay, we should speed it up. Actually, it's 10 o'clock.
Next, we got Coco.
Hard out.
We're into 2017. We're making it.
Okay.
Coco.
I like Coco a lot.
I liked it a lot. I think I might. Is it a B or an A, or do you think it's? You think it's an S?
It might be an A. I don't know. I have a hard time.
I'm between B and A for that. I do like it.
I like it a lot.
But I also like Toy Story 2, and that's in B.
I'll give it an A. It's definitely better than Monsters Inc. in my opinion.
Okay. I think A's.
I think
that's fair.
Fine. I'll give it a high A.
Okay. Incredibles 2.
I did not like Incredibles 2.
I think Incredibles 2 might be a
low C.
You think it's? I was gonna say C. Okay, so if we both think C, then there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
The bar was high. It was, that didn't help it at all. That the first one was so good.
Yeah.
That's why they shouldn't make all these sequels, is because then you automatically compare it to this thing that they just like made a deal with the devil and made the best
Yeah.
like thing. All right. Next we got. We're gonna start entering the I haven't seen it territory, but next is Toy Story 4.
I didn't like it.
I did not like it.
Low C.
Low C. Yeah, I don't think it's quite Dookie level, but I think it's
not
low
Dookie.
C.
There were bits I liked. I hated the ending.
I hated the ending. It felt like they undid 3, which I really like.
Exactly. So all right.
Yeah. All right. Next we got Onward.
Onward. Haven't seen.
I saw it. I think it's judging by all these, I think it's a C.
Okay. High C or low C?
It's all over the place. It's kind of a low C. It's not like, I would say it's more memorable than like Incredibles 2 and like Toy Story 4. Okay, Leviathan Sun B. I think it's a C. Somewhere in C. Okay. I think that's what I think. It was all over the place. It was kind of like, it felt like a mess to me. I don't know. So C. All right, next we got
C?
Soul. Have you seen Soul?
I did. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I'd give it a high A. Lower than Coco.
Okay. Okay. Speaking of, it's kind of funny. We talk about all these movies that are like, it's for a kid. That one actually feels like the first Pixar movie that was like for adults.
Yeah,
mainly.
It does. It does. You're right, because it's about death and like things more than a kid. I was gonna say A or B, but we can do it. I think A. If pop it in there. All right. Next up is Luca.
Luca.
I liked Luca a lot.
You see it? I liked it. The art style was really fun. They like really like kind of leaned into breaking the. I know all their movies don't look the same, but they really like leaned into like kind of breaking the style that you're so used to seeing as like a Pixar style.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit more like stretchy with it and fun.
Yeah, they want to break the constraint, break the model,
I think Luca's an A for me.
Luca's an A. Luca, Soul, and Coco, all like, I like them all a lot, where they hover around top of A into S tier for me.
Yeah. All right. Next, we got Turning Red. Have you seen that?
I'm just going to let you know I haven't seen the rest of these. We're officially in haven't seen territory for me.
Well, we can kind of, that makes it, I think, a little less fun, so I'll kind of rapid fire these.
Tell me, the rapid fire them, tell me, or you can tell me what you thought. We can hear what the chat thought about them too.
Turning Red, I think, is a C, I think.
Okay.
Like a mid
C
to high C. Higher C than a lot of things that are in C. But it also just wasn't. Yes. Cars 2. Cars 2 is in Dookie level.
I'm sorry, this is Cars 3 I'm looking at.
What you're saying, Cars also. Okay, next is Lightyear. Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it. Okay.
Okay. Elemental. Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it. Okay.
I should watch some of these. Inside Out 2. Haven't seen it.
Inside 2, Out 2. Yeah, I have not seen it. Yeah, we should do I should get the VR set. We should do the movie night thing inside the movie theater room.
I'll be down. All right. B is an interesting place that we felt weird about, it seems.
Yeah, I really did. Should we try and rearrange this a little bit? Or do you feel... I feel like I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with leaving it, but I do want to talk about it just for like a second longer before we go. I think for me, and maybe this is just... I don't know about you, like why you avoided B, but for me, I like Toy Story 2 quite a bit. I would have put it in A, I think. And because it ended up in B, that was the bar. And now every movie that I was thinking might go into B, I was like, well, better. It's, not as good as Toy Story 2 or better than Toy Story 2.
Right. It was kind of the
ended up being kind of a lone place.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I mean, it was Toy Story B in a way. So
we have a real, like, what we have here is that,
it's not an uneven scale.
What's the name of that bell curve? It's like the Hold on. One sec.
We
It
felt
goes.
strongly about these movies. There's a pit in the middle when it comes to like the things that I guess C would be kind of middle, C or B, but I mean there's a lot of C's. I think if we could like describe each one, S is like amazing, we love them. A is really good, but maybe there's some flaws. B is like, also pretty good, but more flaws. Maybe not as iconic. C is like our movies that were like functional movies, but they're not very good. And Duty is like something we just hated.
So Pixar is basically the normal distribution curve of a bell curve. It's gonna pop up on the stream in a moment. But it's it's where you have these movies. I guess it doesn't make sense actually, because this would make sense if more movies started showing up.
Inverted bell curve.
It's an inverted bell curve. Yeah, thank you, Mad Lad. It's the inverted of this. It's
well,
where
they succeed too much, like an unusual amount.
Yeah, it's literally this. If you could invert the values, like this would dip down in the middle or something like that. They have an uncanny valley of the Pixar uncanny valley.
The ugliest Pixar character. Maybe the dog from Toy Story.
No, all the human characters from Toy Story 1.
Yeah, they all gross. Seen the baby and Tin Toy? That's a disgusting thing.
Yeah. Ooh. All the characters from Polar Express.
Yeah, well, that's not Pixar, but they're hideous.
I know, it's not Pixar, but I just had to. That's just an uncanny valley. Everyone said Gianna Luna and Leviathan Den have both said DreamWorks tier list next week, and I'm actually super duper down for that. That sounds fun.
That would be a lot more complicated. This is a little bit probably. It was fun to do, and I have strong feelings, but like, it's probably the least fun tier list to watch because I love like the majority of them. So I'm just like S again, S. Put that one in S. That one's an S.
Yeah. Tier lists are fun though. This was fun to do. I enjoyed this. I'm glad we decided
we should do more of these.
We should definitely do more of these. Yeah. I can cut this together. This will be prime internet content too, I'm sure.
And the chat got into it too. A lot of opinions.
I'm
gonna go have arguments with your brother as soon as we get off the air.
I'm absolutely amazed that we can actually have a conversation with the chat about this. Again, you guys don't understand. Like a year ago, 2 years ago maybe, we would be like, what does the chat think about this movie? And it would be like crickets because no one would be in our fucking chat. So the fact that anyone's here that we can bounce these movies off of and they can tell us our opinions, we really appreciate it. You make our show 1,000 times more fun to do. So thank you all for that.
People
I really appreciate it.
Often kind of talk about like we couldn't do it without the support of our viewers, and I think a lot of times you always automatically think that means like money, but that's not it at all. It's like just the community is the show. So like we appreciate you guys being here. It makes the whole thing it makes it not only fun to do, but it actually makes it fun to watch, I think. Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of the community contributing, Mad Lad mentioned his drawing. He says he finished it. Let's take one last look at the drawings, and then we'll head on out. But let's go back to the fridge. Mad Lad's appreciating that appreciation. That's right. We appreciate you. We appreciate your appreciation in this show. Our appreciation, absolutely. All right, look at that. I love that. It seems like his bomb is now C4. I believe is what we're seeing here. It is what it is. I've noticed that earlier. I like that. That's fun. Little plastic explosive. Little plastic explosive. I was told, I think it was last night or the night before, that in Battlefield 2042 they call it C5. It's the future, man. It's just so fucking funny to me. I haven't gotten over it yet. That's funny. That's funny. That's C5. Comedic gold. And they're being humble. They're like, look, it's the future, but it's not that far in the future that we reach C6. It's C5. They have to be. I mean, here's the thing. Battlefield has always been very funny, actually. So I feel like it's on purpose. Like when those motherfuckers want to be hilarious, they can be hilarious. So I totally believe that C5 is they're cracking up when they're putting that in the game. That's great. I firmly believe. I didn't know that. I love that.
That's so funny. Folks, thank you all for being here tonight on our lovely show.
Yes.
It really means
Appreciate
a lot.
you guys.
I cannot say enough what it means that you guys show up every day. Every day, that'd be a lot. Every week, at least.
No, they're here every day of the week waiting for the show.
They are here frequently.
staring at
Like we will stream on odd hours, and a lot of them will show up and be here in the chat. And
And if you want to be one of those people showing up at odd hours, just hit that bell, and
right.
you know you'll get a little notification.
hit that bell, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button.
Demolish that subscribe button.
Fucking murder the entire family of that subscribe button.
Oh,
I'm
aggressive,
sorry,
but I like
pull
it.
back. I'm gonna pull it back. I'm gonna pull it back.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, thank you all for being here. Thank you. This was a great episode. Brandon, tomorrow night, DrawBomb After Dark.
You know it. I'll be there as soon as the sun goes down, and then also a few hours pass.
And then
I'll be there.
is when the sun goes down.
It's after dark, but not immediately after dark. It's dark
Yeah.
first. We let the dark kind of like lock
dark-
in, and then
yeah.
we. Which way is we got daylight savings in like a week or two. Which direction is it going? I forget.
I think we're springing
It's
forward.
funny. I've been doing this for
We're starting to
30
finally
plus
see
years.
sun.
I don't remember how it works.
We're starting to finally see sun as the day gets later, and so we're gonna undo that by kicking the hours forward.
Great.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Well, it'll be DrawBomb dark adjacent. Thanks for
Yes.
watching, everybody.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
Mad Lad,
Thank-
Gianna, Leviathan, Denzi, Nudes, Zone Dog.
Everybody, Mad Lad says I'm here every second. An alarm goes
Squad.
off if y'all go live, so I wake up if I'm asleep. That's the way to do it. That's what we demand out of our fans. Do
You
have
are
anything
here
you
every
wanna
second.
plug?
God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you.
No, I think we've gone over a little bit. I don't have anything this week. I'm good.
I don't
How
have.
about you?
I think I have two
Feel free
animations
if you
to
want to.
plug. Yeah, I'm just gonna plug them real quick. We have two animations to plug. They are Oink by Justin Oval. Justin Oval just puts these little weird, little animated 3D goofs, and Oink is no exception. It's just a little cute, little 3D animated goof with a goofy song. And then Nosferatu Flow is, you know, those Dracula Flow videos where it's the old guy and he's saying gangster bars as Dracula.
I don't think so.
You don't know these? Okay, well,
I would
when we
love
get a
to know.
chance, I'll have to show you Dracula Flow when we
love
get a
to know.
chance. Yeah, we'll go over Dracula Flow some other time. But
Cool.
anyways, Nosferatu Flow is a person animated along with it, and it's quite goofy, and the drawings are fun. So,
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's it.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm doing the WoW stream at like I think 5. It's
I saw
been
your
a couple
drawings.
weeks. And
You
then
updated the armor.
yeah, we beat the first dungeon, which is a big deal because it's been a slog. No more ghost walks.
Thank
so that's
gosh.
something. No, right? And so we're on to the next dungeon, whole new environment. And I'm gonna update the characters every time we get to a new dungeon, assuming that it's not like super quick, which I doubt it ever will be. 'Cause nothing about that game is quick.
Doesn't seem like
so
it.
we got new gear. We're good to go. We're in a new dungeon. So tune in for that around 5, and then we'll be doing DrawBomb After Dark at around 10, correct?
I believe so. That's usually when we plan.
Okay, sounds great. We'll see you guys there. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Bye.
Bye. I'm hitting the button now. Bye. Bye.